Was a study that came out.
I'm increasingly convinced that the 4 scariest words on this app are "there was a study." What study? That they're not going to tell you. Were its findings consistent with the body of existing research? Was it an outlier? Was it totally new? They have absolutely no idea. Anyway, hit me with the study.
Shows that clutter raises the cortisol levels up in women, but men are not affected by clutter. And men's cortisol levels raise when you ask them to clean up.
This is at least the 3rd video I have seen about this specific study, and none of the 3 have actually understood it. Home tours correlate with daily patterns of mood and cortisol. Although, to be totally honest, I'm not certain that it's this study, but she didn't give us any more information to go on. In either case, these clutter studies do not show the sort of binary response that this speaker claims they do. They show tendencies or trends, yes. Some women were stressed out by the cleaning rather than the clutter, and the reverse was also true for some of the men. According to the author, the far more reliable and meaningful predictor of a stress response here is not your gender, but whether you perform domestic labor. In other words, the problem is gender roles.
The women are ignorant and they are placing all of these demands, not realizing that men are incapable of doing these things and being the way you think he should be.
People sometimes accuse feminist men like me of hating men, of promoting misandry, but this is misandry. The claim that men are incapable of learning what a messy house looks like. Incapable of cleaning up after ourselves. It is belittling and it is insulting. It is also the exact opposite of what the study she is claiming to cite says.
That a lot of men have these issues.
Yeah, that's because we don't. These are not real issues.
Now when you put men and women in a relationship and women get to talking and expecting men to read their mind.
Yeah, anybody who repeats this line sincerely, who says mind reader in real conversation, is gaslighting.
So there's a deficit called alexithymia, which more males are affected by than women. It's the lack of an emotional vocabulary.
That's not what alexithymia is. Alexithymia is associated with PTSD, brain trauma, and certain types of neurodivergence. While what you are describing is men being thoughtless assholes. And we can do better. We can be better. Not if we continue to be so invested in finding excuses for our bad behavior.